What's going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Pokemon TCG Live today with my Ting-Lu EX deck. If you haven't seen Ting-Lu before, or it's been a while, it's got an ability that says as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play that have any damage counters on them have no abilities except for Pokemon EX, which is a pretty decent ability. Not great that it doesn't affect Pokemon EXs, but it being able to affect any other Pokemon is pretty cool. And then it's got the Land Scoop attack for 3 fighting energies, pretty costly, but it does 150 damage, and you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so you can't spread them. You have to put them on one guy, but not bad. You can spread a little bit, and 150 damage is pretty decent. It's been a while though since I've seen other people playing this deck on the ladder, but I thought it was one of the coolest decks when Scarlet and Violet first came out, or early in Scarlet and Violet in the TCG. And when that was going on, I couldn't afford the deck. I remember seeing it, I was like, oh, I would really love to play this, but I didn't have the currency in game to afford it, and been playing more recently, so I'm able to get the cards and thought it'd be fun to try it out. And also because it's able to turn off Munkidori. Munkidori, of course, when it has a dark energy attached, you can move 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. When you have Ting-Lu in play and it's in the active spot, if your opponent has a Munkidori with damage counters on it, or another Pokemon with damage counters on it, if you have the Stadium Calamitous Snowy Mountain in play, whenever your opponent attaches, or whenever any player attaches an energy card from their hand to one of their basic non-water Pokemon, so it doesn't matter the energy type, it just has to not be a non-water Pokemon, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So if you have Ting-Lu in play and that Stadium, and your opponent goes to attach a dark energy, which they have to do in order to use Munkidori's ability, they essentially turn their own ability off, which is kind of cool. And Munkidori's not the only thing that's somewhat relevant, or that's relevant. Munkidori is very relevant, but there's draw engines like the Dracloaks, Revavroom. You could potentially turn off Rotoms, Hoots, Noctowls. There's actually a decent amount of like non-EX support Pokemon in play, even though there is a lot of EX support Pokemon like Fez, Squawkabilly, Latias, Mew. All of those guys, unfortunately, we can't turn off, but all of those other ones we could. So it sounded fun to try and use Ting-Lu now that I can get it, and because it can turn off Munkidori and some other things. So let's go over the deck a little bit more, and then we'll hop into the game. So like I said, it is a Ting-Lu focus deck, but at the same time, it's kind of like this Koraidon box. This was how I remember seeing people use Ting-Lu way back at the beginning of Scarlet and Violet in the TCG. Koraidon is like the original Miraidon. I think it's the original. It's not a ancient Pokemon, so you don't get to benefit from any of the ancient cards, but it's pretty good otherwise. It has the Dino Cry ability. Once during your turn, you may attach up to 2 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile to your basic fighting Pokemon in any way you like. If you use this ability, your turn ends. So not great in terms of your turn ending, but being able to accelerate fighting energy is pretty good, since there isn't a whole lot of like acceleration for fighting Pokemon, and Ting-Lu's attack is pretty costly. So of course, because your turn ends, also this ability doesn't synergize at all with like Pokemon like Budew or any of the TM tool cards. Because you're using this and your turn ends, you're not going to be able to attack and do any of those like little setup things that a lot of other decks utilize. But this is pretty nice because you just get to play the Koraidon, and then you have that all in one. And then it's actually not a bad attacker. It has Wild Impact for 2 fighting and a colorless. It does 220, and then it can attack during your next turn, which a lot of cards have that drawback. It's really not that big of a deal. And then 220 for 3 is not bad. So this guy is weak to Psychic though, 2 retreat cost, and then this guy is weak to Grass with a 4 retreat cost. Kind of relevant weaknesses, but things can one-shot everything pretty much easily, so it's not too big of a deal, I don't think. And then, like I said, it's kind of a little bit of a toolbox. We have the Cornerstone Ogerpon. This card's really good against Golden Go, and if we're playing fighting energies, I don't see a reason not to play it. So we're playing one of this with its ability, Cornerstone Stance, prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. So it's able to kind of be a wall, or just like auto win some games, or make it a little bit difficult for our opponent and actually give us some win condition. And then we've got the standard, a lot of support, big basic EXs or basic EXs. We got Squawkabilly, because we want to get the fighting energies in the discard pile so that we can use Koraidon's ability. Turn 1, I've been wanting to go first for the most part with this deck, so that we can get those energies into play, and then turn 2, after we've gone first, we can attack, and then our opponent, hopefully hasn't set up, maybe hasn't used basic abilities yet. Maybe they went first and got some Hoots down. We can put some damage counters on those those hoots. And we have potential to even put damage counters on guys going first, depending on what our opponent puts down. But I think just getting the energies accelerate the Koraidon is the most important thing to do, because we need to be able to win. At the end of the day, we're not just going to win by turning off abilities. So in some decks we can't even turn off the abilities, and sometimes we just don't have the opportunity to put damage counters on them before they use them. So we want to build up the Ting-Lu to actually be able to attack with it. So we have the Squawk, the Latias for the free retreat. Fez is like our pretty much only draw engine, but we have a lot of supporters and Pokegears in the deck. And then we have 2 Munkidoris of our own because we can use it, and with the Calamitous Snowy Mountain we can benefit from the monkey putting damage counters on itself or putting damage counters on our own guys, any of our guys basically. And then we can use Munkidori to move those damage counters to our opponent's Pokemon. It helps us to turn off abilities, but also helps to actually get KOs with its spread attack, with Ting-Lu's spread attack, to be able to put 2, and then we can put 2 more with Munkidori in the stadium, or maybe 3 sometimes if we've already taken a hit, or attach 2 energies or something. It's a pretty fun combo with the Snowy Mountain. I think it's kind of unique and interesting. Then we have 1 Hawlucha. This card's pretty nice, but it's not the best, especially because we don't have a huge amount of bench space and we're not always trying to turn off a lot of Pokemon. So we just have 1 of this Hawlucha that says when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, which means you can't Nest Ball for it, you have to play it from your hand or Ultra Ball then play it from your hand. You may choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 1 damage counter on each of them. It is really nice in some situations, but it's not as useful as it could be, I think, depending on the meta or whatever. And then the last card we have is Ursaluna. It's a really nice card to attack at the end of the game. We have really costly attackers, and Ursaluna's attack will cost 0 or 1 energy after our opponent's knocked out 2 EXs. So this card's nice to clean up, and Bloodmoon can usually knock out something, especially if we spread some damage already. That's it for the Pokemon. Onto the trainers. We've got a lot of consistency cards. We have the 4 Earthen Vessel. We don't have a ton of energy, but you don't need a ton. We just need them in the discard pile, really. So we have the Earthen Vessels to search out for the energies, and then maybe we could discard them off of Squawk or Carmine. 4 for the consistency though, 4 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball for the Pokemon searching, 4 Pokegear to grab our supporters, to grab Carmine hopefully, but also lets us, see a couple supporters and choose which one is best for the situation. And then we have 2 Night Stretcher for some recovery. We might be discarding stuff we need turn 1 so we can get stuff back that way, or just get an energy that we might need in a situation. And then 1 Secret Box. I like it just to be able to get our stadium, get set up, gets us a supporter or a tool, and an item, of course, just a bunch of cards that we need to get set up. I could see playing other aspects like the trolley could be decent because we do have a lot of big EXs, but at the same time we don't really need a whole lot of them to get started, and sometimes you don't want to play all of them down right away. Once we look at the tools, that'll make more sense, but you only need usually Ting-Lu, Koraidon, Squawkabilly, and that's all you really want. And then you can kind of wait to put other things down. Maybe you'd want another attacker, but you don't really want to fill up your whole bench. So I like this Secret Box for the utility of it, being able to search out a lot of things that we need. Only 2 stadiums. I would maybe play 3, but you don't really want to draw into multiples of it, and you only need to take advantage of it a couple times in a game. So I just have 2, but maybe 3 could be nice. Sometimes it's not making the most impact. It is only when a player attaches an energy card from their hand to one of their basic non-water Pokemon. So if you're accelerating energies like Charizard, it doesn't do anything. If your opponent's already evolved their Pokemon and then play an energy on it, it doesn't do anything. It has to be a basic guy, and it has to be an energy attached from their hand. It doesn't have to be basic energy, but basic Pokemon and from their hand. So if it's accelerating from the discard pile or the deck, it doesn't put the damage counters. And then for the supporters, well, actually, let's look at the tools first. We have 1 Bravery Charm, 1 EXP Share, 1 Heavy Baton. They're all really nice in different situations. Bravery Charm can make it so Ting-Lu doesn't get one-shotted by Terapagos or something, or give something else a little bit more HP. It's relevant sometimes. The 1 EXP Share, we have a lot of pretty expensive energy costs that we have to deal with, so I'm usually putting the EXP Share on the Koraidon after we accelerate the energies to Ting-Lu, so that Koraidon can kind of passively get powered up on the bench if we're able to attack with Ting-Lus and other things, maybe the Ogerpon in some matchups. And then we have the Heavy Baton. We do have Latias in the deck, but you can not put it down, and then you can put the Heavy Baton on Ting-Lu and then save 3 energies, I think up to 4. No, it's 3. Yeah, it just has to have, the guy has to have a retreat cost of 4, and then you can save those 3 energies and put them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. So that's another way we can conserve energies. Better than EXP share if we're not able to put down if we're able to not put down Latias. I kind of wanted to fit Mew, and I was playing with Mew initially because it's nice kind of draw support like Fezandipiti, and you could attack with it if you're able to heavy baton energies to it, and then you'd be able to follow up after your Ting-Lu gets knocked out and maybe attack with a Mew and use like Dragapult's attack or something. But there's not a whole lot of room for it, and the draw from it is decent, and the times you'll maybe want to attack with it aren't like every game. So but it could be a cool option. I just didn't find room with it, kind of like the 3rd stadium. That's it for the tools. Then for the supporters, we have a lot for consistency. We have the 4 Carmine because we want to go first and use Carmine to kind of get through our deck. Then the next supporter we're going to be wanting to play for the most part is Iono. I don't really want to research stuff away every turn, otherwise I'd be playing research, but Iono's nice because I think odds are we'll be going behind. We can conserve resources of our own and disrupt our opponent with Iono. Then we have 3 boss to kind of chase down stuff. We're not going to be one-shotting things. We're going to be spreading damage so boss can help us to pick up KOs or chase down certain things. Sometimes actually using our attack to spread damage and turn off abilities as well. And then we have 1 Crispin, 1 Arven, 1 Penny. Crispin's pretty nice with the dark and the fighting energies, so we can accelerate an energy in another way besides Ting-Lu's ability and without having to conserve it with heavy baton EXP share. 1 Arven because we have some pretty strong items and tools that are 1-ofs, so Arven's nice for that. And then Penny, it hasn't come up a whole lot, but it's basically a Turo, but for basic Pokemon only, and we get to conserve all of the cards that are attached to it. So we get to put all the energies and tools and the Pokemon itself back into our hand and heal it, remove it from the board if we have a liability or bench space, whatever. It's pretty nice. But that's the deck. I'm pretty excited about it. Ting-Lu's a pretty fun card, and I've enjoyed this kind of toolbox way of playing it with our own Munkidoris to kind of spread some damage. So let's hop into the games. All right, hopping into this first one here. Hopefully we can go first, get nice and set up, and hopefully we don't get a horrible matchup. Something like Raging Bolts, especially without the owls, just Raging Bolt Ogerpon would be pretty bad. Kind of funny and cool that Koraidon can one-shot it after they attach an energy to themselves. And we also have, ooh, nice, we get to go first. And we also have the Ursaluna that could one-shot stuff after they've taken some prizes, but they can one-shot our guy, and they could do it turn 1, going second. So, all right, start Munkidori. We have a Dark. Okay. We'll have to lose our Penny and Arven if we want to Squawkabilly or Carmine, but we can Nest Ball for Squawk probably. Pokegear for Carmine, hopefully. We'll play Earthen Vessel to thin some energies out and get them in the discard pile. Probably attach the Dark to the Munkidori because we can. Let's see. All right, it is Raging Bolt. Hopefully they're playing Owls. Unfortunately, there's nothing. Ooh, another Nest Ball's nice. Fortunately, there's nothing to turn off right now. So we can't, like, you know, put some damage counters on things that turn off their ability. But we can get the Squawk if it's in here. We have 2 Ting-Lus, 2 Koraidons, Latias, Fez, Munkidori. I don't know if we're missing. We are missing Cornerstone Ogerpon, but I don't think it's something we really need. We have 4 Carmine. We have the secret box. And we prized the baton. Okay. Now, I think we get the Koraidon just because, I don't know, we can draw into a Ting-Lu potentially, so. And we're going to attach an energy to the Munkidori. I don't know. At the same time, like, are we even going to use Munkidori in this game? Let's get rid of Penny if we had to get rid of something. And then we'll play this and hopefully get Carmine. Nope. Yeah, I don't think we want to get rid of a boss yet. Hopefully we get it with the Squawk. And we could always put energies on the Koraidon, which would be good still. So, but we got Ting-Lu, and we could get Carmine if we want. We'd have to lose an Iono, but we have 3 other Ionos, so. And we could put the EXP share on. We could get another, our second tool as well. What would we get? Oh, the Bravery Charm. I kind of like that, maybe. We'll get rid of Ting-Lu, Ultra Ball, Iono, and then we can get Carmine. We have 3 Ting-Lus. I don't think we need all of them. We'll lose an Ultra Ball. That's fine. Get this guy. That. I don't know. Wait, can we play the Earthen Vessel? We can't. So we're not going to be able to even play it. So do we want to play Nest Ball to get something? Unless we don't want to play the Bravery Charm for some reason, but Bravery Charm actually makes it so they need another energy to knock out our guy. I think we just don't get an item, maybe. Or maybe we thin out an Ultra Ball. No, I think let's just not get an item. Hopefully I'm not forgetting about something. But we already played an energy. Hopefully I'm not miscounting things. We'll put that on him. Put that on him. Like that. Maybe we can get an energy here. Oh, wait, we don't need an energy. I'm forgetting still. All right, we drew 3 Carmines. Perfect. We can get rid of all of them. And then we'll leave Munkidori in the active so it's a single prizer. And put these both on this guy. Now, hopefully they don't just one-shot our Ting-Lu. They could Prime Catcher it. That would be a pretty good card for them. But we got the Snowy Mountain, so they could put some energies on their own guys. Fortunately, we can't attack with Ting-Lu unless we put down Latias. Oh, wait, no, we could. Sorry. I was thinking... I also wanted to conserve the energy on Munkidori. But what we could do is put the energy on Ting-Lu, move the damage counters with Munkidori, and then retreat and then attack. So we could still make use of it. Judge? That's fine. You got less cards now. Please play Owls, man. I mean, I guess they got +1. Okay, they do have these, but we're gonna hopefully put a bunch of damage counters on their Hoots, and then we can turn them off. So this is better for us because they're playing these things. Even though it's usually pretty good for them if they can get set up, we can put damage counters on them. The thing is, you just have to move the Ting-Lu though. And I've had that happen. I think I had it happen versus Gardevoir when I was testing. They just move the Ting-Lu and then they get to use their ability, which sucks, but okay. Well, this is looking pretty good. I think we get rid of Carmine. We could also boss if we wanted to, but I think we can knock this thing out, put damage counters on this, and put damage counters on this. Although they do have Fez. Ooh, wait, let's boss their Fez. Yeah, that's what we do. We boss Fez and put damage counters on their Owl. And Fez is weak to us, which is pretty good. So we can spread damage with our attack, and we can spread damage with Munkidori. So we'll use Munkidori to put damage on the Owl first. And then we will use our attack to put damage on Raging Bolt to put it in range of Koraidon's attack. We can always stretch her for that dark, and we have another dark in the deck. And we will boss. To KO this guy, having 3 bosses is pretty nice. And we can put down our own Fez now if we want, but I don't think we need to. I mean, they could just knock it out. They could also just knock out this or this. So I guess, but Fez is kind of a big target on its head. I don't know. I think let's just not. And we'll put these 2 damage counters on this. I don't know. I'm not the best judge of when I should bench stuff sometimes. We get 2 prizes right away. And this is nice too because, ooh, I was gonna say heavy. Now that we got the heavy baton, it would be kind of nice to have it on this. But this is nice because now maybe we can win by knocking out 1 Raging Bolt and then knocking out the last one with Ursaluna. Kind of on pace for that. We just don't have another way to get another attacker for sure next turn. So just hopefully they whiff here. Hopefully they play Noctowl first. Like, we just want to see Noctowl kind of wasted. We don't want to see them gust us. But also, I guess something... Earthen Vessel. Another option, if we're not able to like knock out a big guy, if they do gust around us, maybe we can knock out Hoot plus Raging Bolts, baby Raging Bolts. Like by spreading that way. All right, have another Hoot. Attach an energy. Nice. More spread. No, Prime Catcher. All right. Are they gonna just attack us? What are they gonna do? Nobody's getting knocked out. I don't think anybody's gonna get knocked out. They already attached to this, right? So they can play the. Wait, no! They don't even have a Terra Pokemon. I forgot about that. I always do that. So if they play Noctowl down, they're not gonna get its ability. They need to have a Terra Pokemon in play. I don't have fighting energies in here, do I? No, we just have one dark. Oh, that's pretty good. We're gonna have to waste another Iono, but we still have two. I would much rather not Iono them and hopefully get a Latias. So we'll Fez, put a fighting energy on him. Or we just discard them both and we can accelerate them with its ability. But ideally, we're going to go Fez. So we're just going to do that. This baton isn't going to do anything, since we already have this on this guy. And yeah, just want to get Latias. And we draw into it. Pretty good. Get to put Latias down. And we have the Night Stretcher for the dark energy. Now we can take a knockout and put damage counter on this Hoot. So now they can't use that one either. Nice. Now if they get an attack here, knock our guy out, which actually would be pretty hard to do with their hand. I think it would be at least. They still need a bunch of energies because we have 290 HP, so they need 5, right? To hit 350. 280 doesn't cut it. Spread some more damage. And now we can attack with Koraidon because we got that 1 energy on it. Okay, they're just going to boss Koraidon. Okay. Now, if we hit them for 150... Oh! If we hit them for 150... Wait, they're not even going to... Oh, they are going to knock us out. They're going to knock us out because of our own damage. Damn it. But 150 plus 60 is 210. And then Munkidori is 30. Oh, but we don't have 30 damage to move. Yeah, we don't have 30 damage to move. I think that's fine though. We can, if we don't move it this turn, we can move it maybe next turn and knock them out, and then we can win with Bear. I think we get the dark energy though. I don't think there's anything else we need in here. So we get a dark energy. It's kind of nice our stadium's been sticking. I've had mostly games like this where it's like our stadium, it does what it needs to do. We don't need another one or anything. Maybe I should have Fezzed first or decided what supporter I was going to play. Honestly, I don't think I want to play any of these. Iono and Boss are both nice to have. I think their hands is dead. So I think we'll just Fez. Hawlucha. It's not going to make a difference now, but it could next turn, maybe? I don't know. It could make a difference at some point, but I don't think we want to bench lock ourselves. I anticipate them to knock our guy out anyways before we have to do something. So we would have a bench space to work with then, but let's just... I don't think we need anything else. Move this to this guy. And then we can knock him out next turn with an energy attachment. I guess we could put down Ursaluna now. Maybe we do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put down Ursaluna now. I prized it! Shit. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. I prized Ursaluna. We are down our baton, not that we could use it, and experience share. Another Munkidori is not going to make a difference. None of these are really going to help. So should I just take some Shite Boss to take a prize? I wouldn't have been able to knock out an owl. I could knock out their active, but... Or, I mean, this guy. I think we just hit them and don't take prizes, and we can hopefully knock this thing out. And when we do that, we can do it on our turn, so we would get the prizes that way. So I think we do that, so then maybe we could win with spreading. But like next turn, we can attach dark energy to, I don't know, something, and then move the damage counters with Munkidori. But they're not going to be in range of, they're not going to be down on prizes. They're not going to have taken, they're not going to be down to one prize, so we'll still need an energy on Ursaluna, which will be the problem. So we'll need to attach energy to Ursaluna, but Ursaluna's in our prizes. So, let's go! They played the owl! All right, no owl. Did they attach energy to... Oh, they can't attach energy to... They did. They played an energy... Or they played that to accelerate the lightning to this. But they can't attach an energy to this, otherwise they knock themselves out. And they attach the grass to that guy. Okay. Where's the fighting at? It's in the discard? Okay. Ultra Ball, Ditto, and Squawk for Mew. I can draw one. Hopefully they... I mean, they've already played the Noctowl, so... And now this actually does put a damage counter on Ogerpon, which is kind of funny. It now is at 190. That guy can really easily knock out our Ting-Lu. Night Stretcher, if they play that fighting energy on Raging Bolt, that would be awesome. I've done that and I've forgotten about the damage counter. I don't think I knocked myself out, but I was pretty close. I think it was on a Koraidon. Let's go! Let's go! The deck works, baby! Putting the Raging Bolt just in range of being knocked out was actually really huge because I had no energies, which basically meant they couldn't attack unless they had an energy switch, because they can't Sawda and attach from hand because they would knock themselves out. So that was pretty sick. All right, second one here, they have a Dragon Coin. Maybe a Dragon Bolt deck, or it could be Raging Bolt again. I always like the Dragon Coin and Koraidon deck. We did go first. Nice. We built the deck to be able to do that because I like going second with pretty much almost every other deck. So, and we have some stuff. They put down something. Maybe we could spread some damage in a relevant matchup. All right, Dragon Bolt Duskull. So they do have that. At least we get this to discard it. We are going to have to lose a tool here. I guess we could actually play the Bravery Charm on Squawkabilly potentially. And Heavy Baton, it says if the Pokemon on this card is knocked out by damage from an attack. So that means Duskull bypasses, or Dusknoir, Dusclops bypasses the Heavy Baton. All right, let's see if Squawkabilly's in the deck. That's definitely who we would want here. Cool. And Latias is prized. So to me, that's just like, we should just play the Heavy Baton on our guy, conserve the energies. But at the same time, if we go Bravery Charm on it, that means they have to Rare Candy Dusknoir. Do we think they're gonna have a hard time getting Rare Candy Dusknoir? I mean, we have Koraidon. How many Carmines do we have? 4 Carmine, 4 Pokegear, 4 Earthen Vessel. We have Experience Share still. I think I'm just gonna Bravery Charm instead. And hopefully we can conserve energies and stuff. And I think we just discard the fighting just in case we don't find an Earthen Vessel or something. And we'll put this on this guy. Oh, dude, I said the wrong. I said I meant to put the bravery charm on him. Damn it. Well, whatever. We're here now. But I think we want to put the fighting energy in the discard pile. Nice. Yeah, like this situation, we can't get extra energies. So then we'll put this on him. Our hand is kind of horrible. Put this on him. Hopefully we top deck something. Well, I guess it's good or better that we have the brave or the baton. I don't know. It would have been nice to have the bravery charm on it because they'd have to use rare candy Dusknoir. Now they could just do Dusclops. All right, no Budu. Let us draw a secret box or something. Okay, Budu's in hand. Iono us, man. Come on. All right, just an energy would be great. Something. Fuck, man. All right, we can't play that. I guess we could boss a Dreepy. Sure, we'll do that. If we can slow them down in any way at this point, let's do that. And we're just gonna pass. Didn't get a good start. Misplacing the tools, honestly, is not too big of a deal. They're both good. And actually, with the bravery charm now, if they do Budu us one more time, right, we're gonna be at 250, so it won't matter. So, second Dracloak, they lost. What did they lose? Ultra Ball, but second Buddy Poffin. And these stupid guys all get their abilities because we have a pretty bad start. Here, Hawlucha would actually be pretty good. If we can get Hawlucha down, we can put stuff on both of them. Maybe we can knock out a Budu with a Munkidori combo and our little bit of spreading. Okay, they're discarding. I wasn't sure if they were gonna like TM Evo into something, but if they just go Budu again, this is okay. We just need to draw a supporter and we can spread some damage, turn stuff off. They have a low hand size, just like a supporter or something would be cool. Honestly, that's fine. Like, that's not that bad. Put some damage counters on these guys and then we're gonna boss up the Dreepy again. Boom, boom. And then I think we just boss up Dreepy. So these guys have no abilities. They can't lock us again. I think they do have another energy. But if they keep going to their discard pile and retreating, that's good for us. We're slowing them down still. If we had our stadium in play, it would have been really nice. But... and now it's way better that we have the baton also. Because we're in range of Duskull, so... come on. We want not an Iono. We want a Carmine. I guess we have much better odds to see a Carmine since we've lost half of our Ionos. An energy would be fine. Not that energy though. Dang it. All right. I mean, I could play it on the Koraidon, but I'd actually rather not, I think, to save it for Munkidori. If I put it on him... no, we definitely don't need it. We don't need it on anybody. Because we have the baton, so... all right, I should have specified not a dark energy. A fighting energy would have been fine. If we can attack, we're going to turn off their Duskull's ability. We're gonna turn off both of their Duskull's ability if we can draw. Well, no, we'll need a couple more things. Ah, frick, man. Well, we can't play that, and we can't do anything with the dark energy. We're getting Budu'd. Cool. Come on. All right. Cool. Let me draw an energy, a fighting energy, or a Carmine. Still Carmine would be cool. Cool, that's fine. And then we will knock this out and put damage counters on their Duskull. Now I kind of, no, it still won't matter. And I guess, do we even need to put damage counters on a Duskull? Or would we rather put them on a Dreepy to stop draw? Then we're gonna take the knockout. I mean, we could put them on these guys to put them in range of stuff. But I think stopping draw seems better. They can do 70 damage, and then with 50, I guess they could actually knock out our Ting-Lu. But we get to save all the energies, so I think we just want to stop their drawing and hope they're having a shitty time. Penny's actually pretty cool because we could pick up the Squawk. We actually could pick up Ting-Lu too. Iono, that's not too bad. Especially since they can't use these abilities still. Stadium Vessel. Okay, they get to attack. If we had another Ting-Lu down, it would have been cool to accelerate energies to it. All right, Duskull. Dusclops. All right, cool. Just gonna hit us. And then we'll move these energies, I think, just to the Koraidon. We can hit him with Latias, but... hit him with Koraidon, but... Oh, maybe there's a way we can... We could Munkidori, right? And get Koraidon out of range. And then they would have to use Dusclops on us. But they're going to be able to get their draw engine back. I mean, I think we're just moving all the energies to this, so let's just do that. And then we're gonna promote it. We could get down Fez. I guess we could, if we want to, like, retreat into a Ting-Lu and try and tank a hit, but they have Dusclops. But we could do that. Like, we could retreat. We could put Latias down. Earthen Vessel away a fighting energy. Or we could retreat without putting down Latias first. Discard some energies. We could get Latias down and a Fez. All right, we prize Latias, but we wouldn't need it. We could get Fez and Munkidori. And then put Ting-Lu in the active so they can't Dusclops us. I think that might work. Oh, okay. We'll put damage counters on the Dusclops. We'll put Ting-Lu in the active. Does it matter now? Do we Fez first before we Earthen Vessel or Nest Ball? I think we want to Fez first. Okay, drew the Dark Energy. So now we don't even have to play the Vessel. We'll put this guy down. I don't know, maybe it'd be better to just attack. We'll do that. We'll now Nest Ball for Munkidori. Put the Snowy Mountain in play, I think. Put a Dark Energy on this guy. Move the damage counters from Koraidon to Dusclops. No! Oh, dude. Oh, man. When I'm thinking through things and trying to do them at the same time and trying to say it out loud, I'm sorry. Well, I'm going to shame scoop. I wanted to put the damage counters on this. Now they can just knock out our Ting-Lu with Dusk Dragapult's attack plus Dusclops. Yeah. Sorry about that. We're going to get another one. We had a pretty bad start, but yeah, I misclicked there. I should have moved the damage counter so we at least could have stopped the Dusclops. Dude, I clicked on Koraidon like I was going to move the damage counters in real life. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to move the damage counters from Koraidon to their Dusclops. Damn it. It wasn't looking good. I mean, it wasn't, I don't think it was unwinnable, but I don't think it was fantastic after we were Buddooed for 5 turns in a row. Super fun. All right, we get to go first. Hopefully let's not have as shitty of a start. We have a Carmine. We have the Fighting Energy. We will start with the Munkidori. They have a grass deck, potentially. If it's Toad Scroll, we can wall them. Nope. They don't have a grass deck. Fucking liars. All right, it's a Buddoo deck. All right. Get that. Get that. Get that. Put this on the Munkidori. Ogerpon could be decent, but like they have Drifloon, Screamtail. I don't think we want to bench it yet. Or do we bench it? I mean, sure, we're gonna bench it because it actually could be decent. Nice, we have Squawkabilly if it's in the deck. I didn't check, whoops. We're gonna lose a bunch of stuff here. I guess it's good that we benched this because we're not gonna be able to Night Stretcher for everything. We definitely aren't gonna play the Hawlucha. I think let's the Nest Ball and see if Squawkabilly's there. It is. We prized 2 Ting-Lu. We have Koraidon. We could just accelerate energies to Ogerpon. We also have Latias. We've already played Carmine, right? So we're gonna need to get Ting-Lu and Koraidon off of this. We have 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Nest Ball. I mean, I think we go for the Ting-Lu still. That's what we would like. And then we're gonna thin more Fighting Energies out of the deck, I think. Because we don't want to see them right now. And also, if they happen to Buddoo Trap us and we get the Koraidon down, then we'll have a lot of extra energies in the discard pile. I think a Bravery Charm on this makes it so they can't kill it with Screamtail, right? And I don't think we want to put Fez down yet. All right, we got Koraidon and Ting-Lu. Nice. We'll do that. Now, I think we have to discard what? Ultra Ball plus Ursaluna? Man, have we lost Night Stretchers? No. And then we're gonna get Ting-Lu. I think Ting-Lu seems decent as an attacker. And then I want to play this Stadium, but I don't think it matters right now. So we're just gonna totally wait. All right. Pretty good setup, I think. We have some extra fighting energy, so we're able to do something if they Buddoo trap something. We actually have Penny in hand, so we also can stop ourselves from getting trapped that way, but we don't have another fighting energy to actually be able to attack with the Ting-Lu if we move Munkidori. So, all right, what energies do they get? Psychics. I was like, are they playing grass energies? No. All right, Secret Box. Discard some Psychics. And a Counter Catcher. Get their Artisan, which we'll be able to bump right away. If they get Iono, though, we're not going to be able to bump it 100%. And then Buddy Poffin and TM Evo. Okay. Gardevoir does resist our fighting guys, which is a little annoying. But if we can turn off their Munkidoris, that would help a lot. Let's see, what do they get? Munkidori. All right, cool. Yes. Yes. We want to turn him off. They only get a single routes. Do they prize the routes? A little TM Evo? Okay. And then research. Okay, that's pretty good. I guess an Iono would be okay-ish. I don't know. We'll bump their stadium, so that'll be good. A fighting energy would be cool. Pokegear. I can get another Munkidori down myself, right? That actually doesn't seem that bad. But we really want to get something else. Or we really need to get something off of our supporter here. Off of our Pokegear here. Do we have another Dark in the deck? We have 2 Night Stretchers, 2 Darks. It doesn't seem bad to get a second Munkidori. We don't need Latias right now. We could maybe... Did we prize a baton? We did. I kind of like getting a second one. I guess, though, then we can't bench a Latias and retreat our guy for free, but I think we'll be okay, maybe. I just want to get a support off this. Okay, cool. That's good. This is pretty good. Play this. Play that. Let's retreat our Ting-Lu, baby. Nice. All right, so yeah, we could have done the Latias thing, but instead we will do this. So then we can make use of Munkidori's ability first. Move the damage counters to... I kind of want to just like focus on taking out the Munkidori, but at the same time, we do want to take out the Gardevoir, so... And we're gonna maybe have a hard time doing that. Is Penny still... I didn't discard it, right? Yeah. So Penny's on the deck. We're down a lot of Ionos. We do have bosses. Yeah, maybe putting Latias down would have been better because we could retreat if they go for a trap on something, but... We're here now. And I think we start trying to kill their Gardevoir. The problem is, though, that eventually they're probably just going to move the damage off of... They're going to move Ting-Lu out of the active spot and then be able to use Munkidori's ability. So, like, we might want to take it out at some point. But I'm really not sure. So, I'm just going to put it on that. So then, like, it's starting to get weakened. All right. And they're just going to do this strategy where they confuse us. So... That's not that bad. It could be worse. Pretty good that they only have the 1 routes, I guess. Or only had the 1 routes. They must have prized 1, right? Because I think they play 3 something. Night Stretcher for the routes, okay. TM Evo. Okay, so they don't have Gardevoir. They had the energies, right? Yeah, they could have attacked if they had the Gardevoir, but... So what are we gonna do? Boss? Iono. Okay, so they could still get it. All right, we get our dark energy back. That's good. Maybe we could boss? Would we boss if we could? We're definitely going to turn that guy's ability off. Okay. What do we go after? Do we just knock out both Munkidoris? Because we're literally just a boss away from them being able to use them to attack with. That kind of sounds good. Of course, we have to get the boss off of the Pokegear, though. And we actually drew the Dark Energy. Well, I want to use that. I also actually want a tool, though, for this, or EXP share for that. But they're not going to be able to knock us out if we get rid of their Munkidoris, so... We know they could Scream Tail us. Or, Drifloon us, right? Well, let's see what we get. We don't have boss. Crispin's not bad. Actually, Crispin's useless because we have no darks in the deck. So Carmine is the only thing that'll do anything for us. And we don't really want to lose all of our stuff here. So, you know what? I think we actually take the Crispin. We can use Crispin to get a fighting energy and put it on Koraidon, I guess. And then we'll knock out this Munkidori and put damage counter on that one. Because we want our Night Stretchers to get Ursaluna or Fez, I think. We're going to knock this guy out. And we'll spread the damage to that guy. So I think we just get a fighting energy with this. And start powering up Koraidon. I guess Ogerpon would also be okay. Ogerpon would actually be pretty good versus the Gardevoir, right? So maybe we put it on this instead. They can't hit us with that, so I don't know, let's try it. We'll do that. Then we're just going to attack. I'm clicking attack. I'm not clicking Koraidon. Okay. So they still don't have Munkidori unless they boss us. We got N energy in play. We don't have the tools though, which isn't great. Sweet. If they go for this, we're just gonna start moving damage with Munkidori, and honestly, we're gonna attack and see, you know, hope for the best. If they do confuse us, double Scream Tail. Are they just gonna chase down our Munkidoris? Cool. My hand wasn't fantastic. Secret Box EXP share. How much damage counters do they need to put onto this thing? 20 for each damage counter. So if they could do 160. So they can knock out Squawk with the tool on. Both tools being used though does mean that Drifloon, right? They can't do Drifloon as easily. Or something. Okay. Like Drifloon do the big knockout, I think. I don't know. I have not played Gardevoir much myself, but I've, you know, seen it enough. Seen deck lists or whatever. Okay. 1 energy. They have to counter catcher if they want to move our Ting-Lu. They're down 1. 1 energy on Gardevoir now. That was from the ability again, right? Okay, 1 on Munkidori. If they put a second one on Munkidori, I'm guessing they're attacking. Okay, they're not. Okay, they changed their mind, I guess. So they were gonna go Screamtail, and then they were like, nah, I'm gonna go the other guy. Or maybe they just put the energy on Screamtail to pivot with it. Do they have Counter Catcher? Are they just gonna do that? And knock out Koraidon, maybe? Nope. Okay. All right. I can put the EXP share on Ogerpon and then attack into this, but they could also like heal it. Are they down? They only have 1 energy in the discard pile. We could maybe gust something. What if I secret box away? Nest Ball Iono. That's my, is it my last Iono? I'm not sure. But I'm gonna do this. And we will get Stadium, I guess. Boss. And Night Stretcher to get a dark energy. I could Arven, but that's not gonna do anything. I was thinking we want to go around this and not hit into it right now. And not, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, if we put the XP share on this, we could have a way to attack next turn. I think we want to boss maybe this Screamtail. Does it resist fighting? It does. If we boss Gardevoir, they could maybe not move it. If they don't have an energy in hands. How many vessels are they down? I mean, they have supporters still. We're going to boss, I just don't know who. Is it boss this? Or boss, I guess, actually we could knock out this Screamtail with the energy on it. And then put damage counters on this Screamtail or the Munkidori. I think we're gonna knock this guy out. Wait, is it knocked out? It takes 30 less. Yeah, we're gonna knock this out. Yeah. And then I kind of almost want to save the Night Stretcher because then we can get Fezandipiti. And I'm not sure if it's going to matter where we put this 30 damage right now. I guess if we do get the 30 right now, this Munkidori will die next turn. So I think I am going to get the dark right now. And then we're going to move the 30 to Munkidori. And then, oh no, we actually have to hit the Munkidori also. But I think that's okay. Hopefully. Because our Ting-Lu is going to die, and then they're going to get their abilities back. Ooh, Heavy Baton. A turn too late. But, oh well. Gardevoir. Does Screamtail have to hit the bench? No, just 30 for each damage. Okay. They have a third Munkidori. They do get, nope, they don't get to use it. Ha. Our thing turns it off. Iono, good. Good. Penny, Carmine. Okay. What are we gonna do here? I was also thinking in the back of my head, I've said it, I think the Ursaluna could be good, but they're not taking prizes, so. And now that guy's not in range of our Munkidori. Putting another Ting-Lu in the active spot and letting it take a hit could be kind of good. I'm surprised we haven't seen a prime catcher though. Or not a prime catcher, a counter catcher to just like get use of an ability, but. All right, now I think we put this guy up there because we can retreat with him and we have no like pivots right now. I guess we could also put this Munkidori up there and then penny it to move it or something, but all right, yeah, I think we're gonna Ultra Ball for Koraidon, Ultra Ball, Koraidon, and Penny for another Ting-Lu, and then just put it in the active spot and move damage counters. They've got a big hand though, and they're going to probably have Prime Catcher, but maybe it could come down. Maybe they will take prizes and we will be able to Ursaluna them or something. And get this guy. Do that. Carmine. Nice. With the baton. We have the Night Stretcher. Let me move the damage before I forget. Well, no. Let's just do this. We're gonna put this here. I'm gonna put this here. We're gonna move the damage counters. Am I down all my energies? I think there wasn't any other fighting energies in the deck. So we potentially would need Night Stretcher to get that or whatever. Also, if I put 20 damage right now, we're not even gonna knock out their Munkidori. I guess so they, I don't know. I don't think Screamtail. All right, let's Munkidori. Move the damage counter from this to this because we want to knock it out. And then I don't want to play the Night Stretcher. Yeah, and we're just going to move accelerate energies. Maybe it would be better to put the energies on Ogerpon in hindsight. But right now, what? Munkidori's in range of... If we attack with Ting-Lu and do the spread with Munkidori, we could knock out their Munkidori on the bench, and then we just need to knock out a Gardevoir to win. But we don't have a way to get an energy without using a Night Stretcher at the moment. Okay, can this guy knock us out? 3 energies. Only 2 psychic energies. I don't think so. Wait, they can knock out our Munkidori, right? Which would actually be kind of fine, I think. And with the baton now on our Ting-Lu, maybe we won't need Ursaluna because we could attack with Koraidon or Ogerpon. Are they just gonna knock out Monkey? And the Screamtail's in range of Ting-Lu. Do they have Counter Catcher? What did they just do? They Ultra Balled for nothing. They put a 3rd Psychic in so they could do 80, they could do 160, which isn't relevant versus anything. Right? I don't think. Get another Dark back. All right, they're definitely going to Counter Catcher. I guess with 160 plus... Oh, they put it on him. So now they can hit for 100? 200? Gardevoir plays like 2 counter catchers, right? Okay. They're gonna do 100 to who? Okay, this guy. We could boss, leave Screamtail and boss and hit their Gardevoir. I think that's what we do, right? We leave all the energies on this and we boss and knock out. Or maybe we don't even knock out something. If we don't knock something out, then they can't use Fez. Which they play, probably. So I think we're gonna boss. We are gonna use our Night Stretcher. And we're gonna hit this. Because it has no energies, so. We're gonna use Munkidori to move the damage counters to their Munkidori. Or do we move it to Screamtail? If we move the damage counters to this guy, we actually... No, we still don't two-shot it. I think our best bet is just to hit these little guys. And how many more boss do we have? We have 0 boss. All right, Night Stretcher. Fighting Energy. I'm not gonna knock myself out. If they gust around us, though, they could knock us out. We're gonna move the damage counters from this. Maybe I should knock out this Munkidori because they could knock us out. And maybe be able to use Munkidori and then be able to move the damage around. And we want to leave all of the energies on this thing, so I think we do that. Just hopefully they don't have Fez. All right. Wow, I am taking a little bit of time here. I don't think we have any other energies in the deck, so... Hopefully this guy is trapped. I got a feeling they are going to be able to counter catch us, though. We can knock out Screamtail if we want. Okay. They have no other energies. They just attach to this. No other energies in the discard pile. Okay, do I knock out Screamtail? I don't. I do have Penny, don't I? Or did I discard it? I did discard it. Shit, man. Yeah, if they get anything, like, we're kind of screwed. I think. And I'm pretty positive I have no other energies in the deck. 4 there, 2 there. I think 1 is prized. All right, we're gonna move the damage counter to their Screamtail. I think. Or should I just move it to Gardevoir? Now we're gonna move it to Gardevoir. And then we're gonna hit the Screamtail. And then maybe be able to, yeah, I don't know, finish the game off on a hit with this against this. Maybe I should put more damage counters on this so that it's in range of Koraidon. But Ogerpon, doesn't Ogerpon just win if they only have Screamtails too? Or if they don't have any Screamtails? I'm not sure. They can't use Munkidori, so they can't move damage counters to this, and then... Okay. They have one card left. Bump our stadium. They're down 3 Iono, so they might have another Iono. They can retreat now. But we can knock this thing out with Munkidori, and then we can send up Ogerpon. But they could also... Yeah, 220 doesn't knock out Gardevoir, does it? No. And I can't knock out Screamtail unless I use Munkidori. So I think our best bet is we're just going to power this thing up, put it in the active spot. And then hopefully they can't beat us or gust around it, but I'm guessing they have a gust. Oh, we do have another... Oh, we do have another Dark Energy. We literally could have attacked with Koraidon. Damn. Whoops. All right, well... Let's move the 20 to their Screamtail, knock it out. I have to play a little quicker. We do have a Fighting Energy. They put up the Gardevoir. We'll put this on here. Oh, I forgot to bump the stadium. Whoops. Well, we'll do that. And what should I do? Should I... If I put 220 on this... No, they're gonna be able to heal the thing. So I think we just have to hit. And also, if they don't have an Iono, they don't win. So... Or they just lose because of deck out. So they have to play Iono. They could play Counter Catcher. And if they have Counter Catcher Koraidon, we just lose, so... But I didn't realize, though, if we played the second Dark, accelerated old energies to Koraidon, played the Stadium, we would have been able to knock out their other Gardevoir with Koraidon, right? Because this was at 60, 220. No. We wouldn't have been able to because we needed a second Dark Energy. Or we needed to be able to move 30 damage. Because 220 plus 60 is 280, and we would have needed to move 30 damage over. Are they just retreating? I'm going to lose because of the timer, I swear. Wait, no, we can just kill them. Wait, now they're going to confuse us. Yeah, I'm going to lose because of the timer. But I think I'm going to just move the 60 back over to this. Because I just need to knock this thing out. And wait, you have to play Iono. They also have to play Iono. I keep forgetting. Let's go! Nice! Ting-Lu, or Ogerpon won as a wall at the ends, and then Ting-Lu shut down Munkidori's whole game. That was a weird game. I think like there'd be Counter Catcher, a boss to move the Ting-Lu and then get their abilities, but that was pretty sick. We got to play Gardevoir. I think we're gonna call it there because that was a very long one. But we got to play Gardevoir, we got to play Dragapult, and we got to play Raging Bolts, and I shame scooped versus Dragapults. I had like a game plan, but then I clicked the Koraidon like I was going to move the damage counters, and I used its ability like as silly pants. But deck worked pretty decently. You have like lots of options. It's pretty fun. Deciding whether to bench the Latias or whether you want to have access to the baton is kind of a big decision. Penny didn't come up at all, but like it could have. I think I saw it and was able to use it like a couple times, but excuse me, it kept getting put to the bottom of the deck with Iono, and then I eventually discarded it. Bear, I don't think we used it, but it could have been in handy. We did have to discard a bunch of stuff in that last game. It was a long, grindy one, but yeah, overall, pretty fun deck. You're able to do surprisingly a decent amount of things with it. The biggest limitation is like, you have to get the good turn 1 in Koraidon, which I think almost every game we did. The Dragapult game, we were buddy locked though, so maybe I could be misremembering. We maybe didn't. Actually, yeah. Against Dragapult, we got the start, but then we bricked off of the Carmine or Squawk. We like had boss and 2 item cards or something, and we were looking for that third energy. So like we got the good setup, but then you also have to have some sort of something to work with after that. And in that game, we didn't. But yeah, it's really fun deck. Koraidon Ting-Lu still fun. With the Munkidori and the stadium, you're kind of able to do some fun things with it, and then you have some decent energy recurring power or whatever with the heavy baton and the experience share besides for the Koraidon. But yeah, if you're interested in trying out the deck, I'll put a thing to copy and paste in the description. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.